Solutions to quiz 8 for Math 243. Hypothesis testing, proportion hypothesis testing. I claim that home court advantage is more important. That'll be key. One-tailed test in the NBA playoffs. To test my claim, I looked at 64 NBA games. That tells us N is 64. Where I found that the home team has won 65% of its games. That's of the sample. So that tells us that P hat is 0.65. In all NBA games, a key word to tell us we're talking about proportion, the home team has won 58.67% of the time. That tells us that P naught is equal to 0.5867. These are actual numbers, by the way. I want to test my claim with 99% confidence. This tells us that alpha equals 0.01. Okay, first state the null and alternative hypothesis. The null hypothesis, H naught, and our alternative hypothesis, H1. Alternative hypothesis is the claim. I claim that home court advantage is more important in the NBA playoffs. In other words, I think P is greater than the population parameter of 0.5867. The null hypothesis is that P is equal to 0.5867. Because we have greater than here, we have a one-tailed test, specifically a right-tailed test. Okay, calculate your test statistic. It's a Z statistic because this is a proportions question and we're only estimating one parameter. We're estimating P based on P hat. So our formula is P hat minus P naught divided by the standard deviation of P hat, which is P naught times 1 minus P naught over n, square root of that. So plugging in some numbers, we got 0.65 minus 0.5867 divided by the square root of 0.5867 times 0.4133 divided by n, which was 64, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, n was 64. So you get this huge mess, you stick it into a calculator, and 1.03 if we round to do two decimal places. Okay, so I have a test statistic. Now what I want to do is find the critical values and draw my rejection regions. Okay, start by drawing a sampling distribution. Good enough, I guess. This sampling distribution is approximately normal. It's approximately normal because P naught times 1 minus P naught times n. Usually you put the n first, I think. N times P naught times 1 minus P naught is greater than or equal to 10. N was 64. P naught is 0.5867. 1 minus P naught is 0.4133. And that's 15 or so, which was greater than or equal to 10. 15.52, let's call it 15 and a half, is greater than or equal to 10. Awesome, this is approximately normally distributed, therefore I can do the rest of this problem. This is actually what is this? This is a right-tailed test. So my rejection region is over here on the right-hand side. My alpha is equal to 0.01, so that means this right here has area of 0.01. So what you need to do is figure out what Z value will leave you with 1% of the data in the upper tail. You can figure that out by going to a table and looking for 0.99. And that comes at about 2.33, give or take. So this critical value here is 2.33. And then if you notice that your test statistic 1.03 is way the heck over here, it's less than 2.33, you can make your conclusion. You can say because the test statistic is not in the rejection region, there is not sufficient evidence to reject the null hypothesis. We're not saying that our null hypothesis is wrong. We're not saying our null hypothesis is right. We're just saying there's not enough evidence to conclude that it's wrong. So that's our conclusion. That's the end of this problem.